Hello and welcome to my space here. This is going to be the extended reading for my weekly energy update and guidance for the week of December 1st through the 7th, which I cannot believe it's already December, but whenever you come across this message, regardless of the date, you can trust that these messages are meant for you, so trust and receive. I also like to mention that your intuition is your highest guide above all else, so make sure you pay attention to the signs that you're receiving from your own intuition. And I also like to remind you that gender does not apply here. So I use he or she for masculine and feminine purposes, but it's important to remember that we all have both masculine and feminine energies within ourselves. And with that being said, I'm feeling this energy of, I'm going to get into the guidance that I pulled for the week. So if you're here because of the blog, thank you for reading. But if not, and you want to check out the blog for more guidance that might be available to you, you can go ahead and find that link below. And it is the week of the Gemini full moon, and there's an eclipse in there. So there's lots of energy going on, and I want to share with you the card that I did pull for the week. So what we need to know this week, collectively, I pulled the Hierophant, and honestly, I didn't even pull it. It fell out twice in my lap, so while during meditation. So I was like, okay, well, this is definitely the card for this week, and I love the energy of the Hierophant because it's this energy of teaching, leading, guiding. It's this energy of commitment. It's an energy of union. It could be related to so many different things, which, like I said, there's lots more guidance in the blog, so definitely check that out. We also, to clarify, I pulled knowledge, which I could not believe with the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is literally about like higher knowledge. It's, I always love the crown on the Hierophant's head. To me, that is an energy of, our claircognizance, and some of you might actually be very claircognizant, and claircognizant is the spiritual gift that allows you to know things without having any previous knowledge of them before, right? So it's like this follow-up of the message last week, which was, divine downloads and receiving divine guidance, and that's what this is, and that's what the Hierophant is. And I love also, not only with the Gemini full moon, it's about, speaking, think of like the Gemini energy as using your voice, expressing your highest truth, being really authentic, being really honest. I was also picking up on placing boundaries, and that's all associated with like Gemini energy, and like needing to speak our truth, needing to be more fully who we are. But also with the Hierophant, it could be very unconventional. Like it could be very different, out of the box, a little bit weird. It's kind of like, Taurus. The Hierophant is represented by astrological sign of Taurus, which is like an earth energy, but it's also associated with Uranus. And Uranus is like very quirky, different energy, and it's like this energy of revolution. So like the revolution will come from your own, your own connection to source, right? And that's kind of this energy of knowledge. And I like, even on this card, it almost looks like this could be like, a person, the shoulders, and this is the head, and then just like receiving like these downloads, right? Kind of like what we picked up last week. It's like a continuation of that. I was picking up on crown chakra activations and solar plexus activations along with the throat chakra activation. And so think about it, standing in our power. And I was talking about boundaries and asserting boundaries, and using our voice is effing hard, right? It's hard to say no to somebody you're used to saying yes to all the time. It's hard to tell people how you feel when you love them. It's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to share your truth. When I used to begin to first start sharing my truth and speak more about like my spiritual experiences, especially to my loved ones and to the people around me and the people I cared about most, my voice would literally shake. I would become short of breath while trying to, speak my truth, and not just, and there's this energy of conformity and trying to fit in and like be placed in a box. And I was picking up on gender roles, and like we've been placed, so many rules have been placed on us, right, at a really young age. I was picking up also, this could be about like religious indoctrination to me. So this is like, as much as it's like unconventional, doing things in a non-traditional way, it's also the opposite. It's like the energy of tradition and like kind of like a hierarchy. And and that's exactly with our power. We're learning that like power doesn't come from outside of us. Power comes from within. It comes from, that connection to source, to that connection with your soul. When you can reconnect with your soul and you're doing things because they invigorate your soul, because they make you happy, because they make you feel full of life. When you start doing those things, you're going to feel very powerful. And your power doesn't come from controlling other people. It doesn't come from dominating other people. That's the hierarchy, right? So there's this energy of like wanting to constantly be in control, but you have to see control as a defense mechanism. Control keeps you from, speaking up and using your voice, because you want to you want to, you want to dictate things rather than allow them to flow. And when you're really connected to your soul, you're connected to everything in front of you is teaching you something, right? So you're no longer a victim to anything. And I was picking up on this energy of relationships, and because this is, the Hierophant's also an energy of commitment, right? Like I was saying, in marriage and union, it could be like actual marriages, right? And there's this energy of like, are we marrying for the way it looks to a certain person, like maybe our parents? Are we marrying for this, like, so it looks a certain way to other people, right? Like conforming to that societal expectation of like, I have to be married by this certain time, or, like I'm picking up on marriages that like are okay, and they're like serving your ego, but they're not serving a higher purpose, right? And so your soul is wanting to expand, and your soul wants to be with somebody that wants it to grow and to be its highest self, right? And to express its fullest self. It doesn't want to stay caged, right? And so many people are feeling caged in relationships, is what I'm picking up on. And like you're learning to break free from these. If you feel trapped and bound in any relationships, it really stems from the relationship you have with yourself. So I was also picking up that it's really important to connect with your body this week, and think of Taurus energy. Taurus energy is an earth energy. So connecting with your body really helps you as we're receiving all these downloads and we're connecting with our mind and our higher intelligence. It's really important that we ground and come into the body, because it can make us feel very spacey. Think about Gemini energy. It's the energy of, the mind, intelligence. It's intellectual. It's curiosity. It's like getting, it's like that sponge, that student. I love that. That's perfect, because Sagittarius and Gemini are kind of opposites, right? So Sagittarius is more like the teacher, Gemini is more like the endless student. When you combine both these energies within yourself, the teacher and the student, you're constantly curious and you're constantly asking questions, but you're also constantly receptive and curious to the information you're receiving. You're an endless student of life, and that's what I think the purpose of a lot of us being here is to just learn more about who we are. And when we know more about who we are, what we like, what makes us happy, what motivates us, what makes us feel inspired and in love, when we get to know ourselves, then we're going to feel really secure. Then we're going to feel really powerful. Like I was saying, power doesn't come from outside of you, how much you own or how successful you are. That's not power. That's maybe to the ego it is, right? And to the ego it gives us this sense of gratification. I'm better than this person. I have more than this person. I'm wealthier than this person, and we're constantly comparing ourselves to other people. But if you watch, comparison will drain your batteries faster than anything ever. So connect to your body this week. Really relish in your body. Like, get really sensual, very intimate, very like, express yourself. That's kind of the energy also of, Gemini energy and the throat chakra. Express yourself through art. Express yourself through like poetry, for example. I love writing poetry, or just through writing. And that's funny because look what came underneath the deck. I haven't gotten to what we're not seeing clearly yet, or what the advice is this week. But underneath the deck from this is write. So yes, express yourself. And sometimes it can make us feel very vulnerable, right? Like I was saying, it can make us vulnerable to express ourselves, to express our truth, to express our love, and a lot of people maybe in relationships, I was picking up this energy of like, look at where you communicate in relationships, and look at how your parents communicate in relationships, and that will tell you a lot about your own dialogue within your own relationship. So if you have a really hard time speaking up and asserting boundaries and, telling your partner no, or if you struggle to express your emotions and tell them how you're feeling, and you struggle to feel supported by your partner, like having a discussion about that, recognize how much fear it evokes in you to express yourself or to communicate, hey, I'm struggling. Like, how hard would it be for you to sit down with your partner and say, hey, I'm really having a really hard day, or I've been having a really hard week or a really hard month, or like expressing your deepest feelings. Think about how much fear that evokes within you. And then notice how often you stay silent, or you stay quiet and you don't express yourself. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you don't tell them that you're struggling, but maybe you want to express more of your love. Maybe you want to tell them how much you care about them, or how much they mean to you, or how much you're grateful for them, but you struggle to get those out. And maybe you can only be mean, or you can only put people down, And look at where you learn to communicate in relationships. It's going to be your parents. It's going to be your caregivers. And if they weren't good communicators, you're going to struggle to communicate. And our throat chakra is being activated right now. And I love that with Hierophant, because it's teaching, right? So using your voice, leading, I was picking up on coaches and leaders and even entrepreneurs, people that are really coming to trailblaze. And I love that with Sagittarius season, because Sagittarius season is like shoot for the stars, like go way beyond your limitations. the biggest dream you could ever dream for yourself, times it by 1,000,000, like dream, shoot for the stars, like it's that energy of the archery, like just, and you're going to make your mark, especially if you're using that intention and that focus, which is the mind power, which is totally Gemini energy, and like really using that intention, using that focus. Where do you want your arrow to make its mark, and really, and you can do that with your own, especially with your own knowledge, your own divine guidance, right? Because the important message here, and I always like to remind people of this too, especially in my new tarot course, I'm always reminding you that you are your greatest teacher, right? You are your own guru. And a lot of us are seeking answers, right? You might be praying, you might be feeling so lost or confused right now, and I'm picking up on a lot of people who feel that way. And you're searching for answers. And this is funny because when I first began to awaken like spiritually, I felt the same way. My whole life felt out of freaking control, and I had nowhere else to turn. So I did start to pray, and what I found is that I couldn't receive the answers because my mind was busy as fuck with just negativity, doubts, worries, fears. Like, my mind was a wreck. It was so busy. So I had to learn I started to teach myself how to meditate. I would do recorded meditations on YouTube every morning, and they would only be like 10 minutes. I had to start really small, so allow yourself, I was picking up on that continued message of to allow yourself to be in the silence to receive this divine knowledge, right? Because all the time we're searching, like we're receiving information from our cell phones, from the computer, from our friends, from our family, from strangers, from our environment. We're constantly downloading stuff, right, from our environment. But, a lot of times we don't actually quiet our minds and listen to the knowledge that's already within ourselves. That's, it's embedded into ourselves. And everything we want to know or could possibly need to know right now, all the answers we've prayed for are all within ourselves. All we have to do is stop and listen. And your body is sending you signals. And Spirit is saying, we're sending you so many signals, like you can trust your guidance that you're receiving. You can trust the signs and the synchronicities that you're receiving. But you also need to pay attention to the signals in your body. And that's what I'm picking up. A lot of people are ignoring symptoms and illnesses that are in their body that are manifesting because of these toxic things that are in their lives. Like, relationships might be causing you to be physically ill, right? And that's how you know you need to leave a relationship. If it's making you physically ill, if you're sick to your stomach, if you feel scared, if you can't speak up, if you feel scared to speak, if you feel scared to be in another person's presence, if you don't feel, safe, it is not the relationship for you. You have to learn to let it go. But a lot of times we hold on to things for this false sense of security, and this stems from what we learned security was in childhood. So we'll end up playing those dynamics out in our adult relationships. So how can you learn to feel really secure within yourself? And that's a repetitive message. There's so many people that are wanting more confidence, that are wanting more security, that want to be able to like speak up and feel very secure and feel very assertive in their relationships and feel like they have a place in the world, right? But so many people struggle to actually believe that they're worthy of it, right? And that will always keep you stuck, because believing you're unworthy of it will keep you in those cycles of shame, and it'll keep you in those cycles of guilt, right? Which will literally make you sick, and then a lot of times we go to outside sources to make us feel better, right? To create that sense of pleasure for ourselves, when really we need to get in contact with our soul and start doing the things that make us feel good, rather than neglecting it or masking it, or, because there's this energy of like perfectionism. And I was picking up, you might have had like some kind of indoctrination where like your parents were very controlling, or they were very like demanding. Like I was picking up on, there's like this energy of just like ordering you around, and you weren't really allowed to like have your own, ways of doing things. And this really stunted who you are, right? So this kept you in a really small box. And what you're really learning how to do is break free from that and to express yourself fully without all the limitations, without all the doubts, the worries, the fears, the insecurities, like getting in the way. Those things are actually from your ego protecting you, but you don't need them to protect you anymore, because you feel like when you create that sense of security and that safety in your body, then you don't need your, defense mechanisms anymore. You don't need them. And so this helps you feel more secure within yourself. And then you can, assert your boundaries in your relationships. You can express your love. You can express your gratitude more confidently. And this will reflect, right, in your relationships with your friends and at work. Like this will begin to reflect it in your life so profoundly that, that's the only way you can learn, to continue to live and to continue to move forward. And Spirit is saying the path forward is clear. The only thing that's stopping you are the limitations in your own mind. So if you can move beyond those, then you can, kind of set yourself free. There is a message from the spirit of the eagle on the blog post. So if you'd like to check that out, or if you resonate with the spirit of the eagle, then that might be a message for you there. So go ahead and check that out. I love channeling the spirit animals, but there is this energy of like, you're ready to soar, you're ready to fly. So allow yourself to, and think of the eagle, it's kind of like this energy of leadership, in my opinion. So you have this strength, it's about inner strength. And like I said, strength doesn't come from like how much you can weight lift, or, like how much, you can lift in general, or how much you can do. Strength comes from, your ability to remain open when you want to close down. It comes from your ability to remain soft when you want to be really hard. It can, it's your ability to stay loving when, the world is filled with hate, right? So that takes strength. It takes strength to love amongst hate. So, but love always prevails. Love will always win. Love conquers all. And love truly is our power, because love is who we are. So what are we not seeing clearly this week, Spirit? Okay, that one already kind of just fell out. All right, I like it, the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is this energy of, fire energy, so it could be represented by Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, more Sagittarius energy. I love that. I love the black cat, which I have been working really closely with Kali, so I'm picking up on that. But, sunflowers might be a message for you, but it's this energy of connecting with your inner feline. And I was hoping feline energy would come up. It actually might still come up because there's a feline card in this other deck, but I was still picking up on that from last week. Remember, we had the tiger, the message from the spirit of the tiger, and there's a cat on this card. And I'm just picking up on this ferocious energy, this like feline energy that, it's very instinctual. I was picking up on maybe like needing to connect with your gut, or, I was picking up on dietary changes. So your body might also be speaking to you in a way to change your diet so that you can, connect more clearly with the divine, and you can connect more clearly to your own guidance, right? And that's the Queen of Wands. She's this fire energy. I love working with the Queen of Wands, and I really like to get my fire lit every single morning. I have an energetic wellness workout that allows for you to, light this inner fire. So if you're ready to ignite your inner fire and you'd like that, to check out that workout, it's a 30-minute guided workout, but I don't consider it a workout. I call it a dance party. So if you're interested in that, I have 7 songs that I dance to each morning, generally each morning. Sometimes I don't do it every day, but if I'm feeling really lit and I'm feeling full of energy, I have to get it up and use it. And so this really creates this sense of like alignment, and I just feel like, it keeps me anchored in my own power. And I kind of create this violet flame, which I love because, the Queen of Wands is this representation of fire. So if you'd like to purchase that, or you're curious about that, you can send me an email, which I'll leave below, or be sure to follow me on Instagram, and you can DM me there, and we can connect. I also offer them personalized. So I've created my own playlist, my own chakra cleanse playlist that allows for you to, I would guide you through each song and through each chakra to clear out any energetic, debris, and help you just feel more expansive, to help you connect more intimately to your body. It's a great sensuality practice. I use breath work, I use mindful movement, and it's just a great way to stay connected to yourself, and it helps you to, like I said, light that inner fire so that you think of the energy of like vitality and joy. So like you can do all your daily tasks, and you can approach your relationships from this feeling of being on fire for life. And that's what I love. Like, I love to just be feeling like I feel good, like I have power, I have purpose, I have meaning, right? So, like I said, I would guide you through each one of the songs from the playlist I've created, but if you'd like to go into more detail and you'd like one personalized for yourself, you get to pick the 7 songs, and I would create the energetic wellness workout for you. So that sounds like something you're interested in, or if you're really wanting to raise your vibration, right? That's the intention of this, is to raise your vibration, to have fun, to connect with your body, to feel good, to get yourself lit and feeling confident, right? Because the Queen of Wands is confident as fuck. Like, she is gonna walk into a room and she's gonna own it. Like, that's kind of just, she's this energy of being very dynamic, so she can shift and she can change, and she's always growing. So there's just this energy of like really tapping into your fierceness, tapping into your very like primal energies. And I love working with primal energies because it's the energy of creating pleasure for yourself, and that's the Queen of Wands. When I focused on her for the week in October, it was this energy of really cultivating self-pleasure. So that's what the Queen of Wands has taught me, is how to cultivate self-pleasure. And anyway, so if you'd like to purchase that workout, that will help you to create a self-pleasure practice, also a self-care. It will just be really good for your physical body and your energetic body, because they go hand in hand. So But also with the Queen of Wands, it's also the energy of creativity, writing, dancing, singing, playing an instrument. Some of you I'm picking up are very musically inclined, or music just in general. And that's why I created this chakra cleanse, because music literally is my life. I've loved music for as long as I can remember, and think of music, it's vibration, right? So music just makes me feel so connected, and music can make you feel like somebody else understands what you're going through. It's just so powerful, right? So some of you may just need to listen to more music, maybe just have some more fun. Let's see what comes up, because I'm seeing a card in my third eye, and I want to see if it comes out. But the Queen of Wands is kind of like that witchy energy too. It's like if you can use your sexual and your fire energy, that, think of your sexual energy, your sexuality, your spirituality, your creativity are all one, but they're different facets of it. So you can express yourself in so many different ways. And the Queen of Wands to me is like this energy of expression. Like you're always feeling this need to express your emotions, and you can channel those lower based emotions if you have energies of lack or anger or jealousy or envy, and you don't want to feel those things because they're making you feel bad about yourself. You can turn them into empowerment, right? And that's why I love dance, because dance allows me to move through energies. Like I'm moving through all this doubt, I'm moving through all this insecurity, right? Until I can break it up and I can feel reconnected to my spirit. So it's just like this energy of, you might be an artist, or you might like to draw or paint. So just allow yourself to express yourself this week. Connect to that inner lion, that inner feline. I like to make animal noises. I literally like to play as a way to express my emotions. I love to claw my fingers into the carpet. Oh man. Okay, what are we not seeing clearly with the Queen of Wands? I just think we're getting this opportunity to tap into our creativity. Okay, no, not the card I saw in my third eye, but this says right order. So to me, this is an energy of just things are, aligning for you. As you begin to align with your highest self and your most expressive self, things, will right themselves. So if you felt like any injustices have been in your life, or things have been imbalanced in your life, as long as you're creating this sense of empowerment for yourself, and you're feeling really good about yourself, and you're feeling really confident about yourself, things will right themselves. It comes back to that energy of you don't have to control or manipulate anything, especially relationships. I find that when I'm trying to control my relationships, when I'm trying to control my emotions, when I'm trying to control my business, when I'm trying to control my finances, when I'm trying to control certain situations, that's when I feel the most anxious. But when I allow myself to surrender, I allow myself to open up to, presence and connection, which is like this crown chakra energy and this divine knowledge. I open up to this, and then I feel, I can trust again. I can trust the guidance I'm receiving, and I feel very secure. And when I feel very secure, I feel very present. When I feel very present, I feel very, clear. When I feel very clear, I feel very confident, right? So, I always find that when I'm trying to control something is when I have the most anxiety. And the Queen of Wands can be like this energy of, you could have a lot of anxiety if you have a lot of fire in your chart. And so, right, and it's important that anxiety is just something that you can live with, and it is manageable, but you have to take action, right? And the Queen of Wands, she will teach you how to take action. She teaches you how to embody that feeling of pleasure, right? So doing the things that make you feel good about yourself, rather than sitting around and wasting your energy on relationships that are unhealthy for you, or sitting around binge watching TV or binge eating, right? Both. There are more productive things you could be doing with your time, and that's what's going to create change in your life. And that's the right order thing, let's get one more with right order though, Spirit. Okay, very interesting. It says immunity. So this energy of feeling protected, and I love that, because as I was doing my energetic wellness workout this morning, I felt this energy when I was doing the violet flame, as this energy of, feeling completely protected. And so Spirit, I feel has a message to whoever that you are safe. It's safe for you to feel confident, and safe for you to believe in yourself. You are protected by energetic forces is what I'm picking up on. So connect to your spirit through different mindful movements, or through meditation, right? And meditation can come in so many different forms. That's why I love mindful movement, because it is a form of meditation. And, you're still active. And I notice that for me, I do have a lot of, like, passion in this fire energy. So I have to be, like, moving. I have to be active. And there's a difference between, like, distracting yourself and busying yourself, which would be, like, distracting yourself with TV, or distracting yourself with social media, or distracting yourself with food, or distracting yourself with, connecting with people. Like, if you're constantly distracting yourself, that's a difference between, like, being active and being present while being active, right? So you can take that kind of presence, that kind of pleasure and peace, and bring it into your daily activities. Bring it into, when you're doing the dishes. Bring that presence into, sweeping the floor, walking the dog, doing, like I said, already doing the dishes, like doing laundry. You have to bring that presence into your daily life, right? So, and that will create immunity for you. That will make you feel so supported. It'll make you feel so protected. It'll make you feel so loved and cared for. And you'll feel sexy, like this Queen of Wands. That's the energy of, like, it's the energy of, like, feeling really good about yourself while doing the dumbest little things, like doing the dishes, right? Like, you can feel sexy while doing the dishes. You can feel sexy while, walking the dog, right? Like, you can feel those things, but a lot of us are, like, usually, like, even when you're driving, like, you can feel sexy while you're driving. Crank up your music, get into your, like, feel good about yourself and do the things that make you feel good. Like, we can constantly be addicted to stress, and we can constantly be, like, focusing on things that happened in the past or things that haven't even happened in the future yet, and it's like, that's so exhausting. That will drain your batteries and your life force energy quicker than anything, and you won't feel supported. You won't feel good. You won't feel happy. You won't feel pleasurable. You'll probably feel lots of tension and aching and soreness in your body, and it's like asking you to come back to presence, right? And when you can return to presence is your power, right? And presence is the bridge to your future. So whatever you want to feel in the future, you have to practice feeling now in the moment, because that's all that truly exists. Okay, interesting. What is your advice for us this week, Spirit? Okay, that one just popped right up. The Empress, which I love. This is like divine feminine energy. This is like mother healing. So look at where you learn to be a feminine, right? So look at your caregiver, look at your relationship with your mother this week, and that might be hard. Let me tell you, I know. I have a really challenging, difficult relationship with my mother that has actually grown into a very, we are in a good place, in my opinion. We're in a better place than we ever have been. And it's because I've also done the work to look at my own feminine wounding, and it's like, you have to look at those things within yourself. And a lot of us don't want to see that we have control issues. We don't want to acknowledge that we have anxiety or that we're fucking miserable, because then that means we have to do something about it, right? It means that we have to actually take action. And if you want to be this empress, if you want to be this, like, goddess, this queen, you have to treat yourself like that. It's not going to happen from the outside in. It's not going to happen when you find the right partner, right? No, it's not going to happen when you have all the money or all the success or all the fame you want, right? No, it's going to come from, feeling really good about who you are right now in this present moment, with all your shit, with all your past, and knowing that you're still deserving of, goodness, of being loved. And this is an energy of manifestation. So you're manifesting your dreams. You also might be seeing 3 or 333, which is the number of the divine feminine, but it's also an energy to me of your ascended masters are near. So if you're working with any ascended masters, I work with the Jesus, Buddha, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, and Paramahansa Yogananda. And and they're teachers, right? They're teachers. Let them teach you how to become this empress. Like, you are deserving and worthy. You might want to connect to nature. She's out in the woods by the water. Like, she's dressed in this dress that's, like, got fruit all over it. So this might be a message to eat more fruit, to get outside. I love the empress energy, and I'm just picking up on this. Feeling, I always call upon the Divine Mother, and you could look at the Empress as the Divine Mother. She's all the queens in one. So she's, the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups. She's all of them in one. And so she's very loving, she's very dynamic, she's very, creative, she's very grounded, she's very secure, she's very stable, she's very gentle and compassionate, and she's very focused, she's very intentional, right? And that's the part of manifestation that's really important. Like, what are you focusing on? Your mind is your power. So if you're focusing on worst case scenarios, that's what you're going to manifest. That's what you're going to create. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're focused on the abundance that you have, on the beauty, or if you're focused on the blessings and the magic that surrounds you, if you're focused on your strength, on your power, on your light, woo, baby, that's what you're going to create more of. And look at, she's surrounded by all that yellow. So yellow might be another message, because we have yellow even in the Hierophant card with the knowledge card. And with the Queen of Wands, look, she's draped in yellow. So I always love the color of yellow, or oranges or reds I'm picking up on. I'm picking up on the 3 lower chakras this week. So, but it's funny because we're getting that crown chakra, right? And we're getting that throat chakra. But I'm picking up on this energy. It's really important, like I was saying in the beginning, if we're receiving this divine knowledge, to come into our body, to anchor this stuff to the earth. And look at her. She's like laying on the earth. And she's even on this orange pillow and this red blanket. How bizarre, because red is like the root chakra, orange is the sacral chakra, and yellow is the solar plexus chakra. Woo! I love that. And even there's green and blue. Green is the heart chakra, blue is the throat chakra. I love that. And look at her head. It's covered in stars, and she's wearing this beautiful crown, and that's the crown chakra. So like I said, she's everything in one. I love the Empress. She's like, yeah, she's just it, and it's really connecting to this sense of like, I am valuable, I am worthy, I am good, I am worthy of good things, I am deserving of health, I am deserving of happiness, and looking at where you were taught to, be a woman. Look at society. How did society teach you to be a woman, and how much did it distort your perception of who you are? And get back to who you truly are and see yourself. Like, when you begin to connect with your soul again, you begin to shift your perspective, and you're seeing yourself from a brand new perspective. You're seeing yourself as the angels do, as your highest self does, as your guides do, as the divine does, as God does. And when you see yourself through those eyes, through the eyes of love, through the eyes of innocence, it shifts your perspective about yourself, and you no longer see yourself from all these names you've maybe been called, or all these things you've seen about who you're supposed to be through social media or through magazines or through TV, right? Our minds have been so diluted by bullshit that we can't even see who we truly are, right? We've forgotten who we are. And this week, we're getting a chance to frickin' remember. Like, wake up. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. And look at underneath the deck. The Chariot, which is the energy of Cancer, and it's this energy of like forward movement, like shooting for the stars. Once again, he has stars on his head here. There's more yellow in the background. There's this balance of the light and the dark, which I love. More kind of like feline energy. It's like those are Sphinx, I think. But this energy of like balancing your light and dark, which is very appropriate with the Gemini full moon. This energy of balancing your shadow and your light. And when you can do that, you can feel really, really powerful and strong within yourself, and you can move forward. This is an energy of confidence, self-esteem, like feeling powerful, feeling like I can succeed and I will succeed. That's been a very powerful mantra for me recently, honestly. I can succeed and I will succeed. I can succeed and I will succeed. And feeling very victorious. That's the energy of the Empress too. Okay, so what is your advice with the Empress, Spirit? Oh, yes. Worthy. Exactly. A lot of us just don't believe that we're worthy of the things that we desire, right? And so we sabotage them unconsciously, right? Because we don't believe that we're good enough to have them. And that's the BS. That's the lies. That's the stuff that's not true, that you've absorbed from society, that you've absorbed from your mom, that you've absorbed from your dad, that you've absorbed from your peers, from your teachers, from your coaches, from your leaders, from everyone that's been a significant role model in your life, right? And so a lot of times we can be taught that we're not worthy of those things by the examples that were set in our environment, right? So, some people are born with, people that, instill a sense of self-worth within them, right? But some people aren't, right? And this is kind of like generational trauma. And if you struggle with self-esteem and believing in yourself and believing in your dreams, it's something you were taught through your parents and through their parents and grandparents. It's like an ancestral thing. So that's why I'm so into ancestral healing, because I know that a lot of the things that keep me from the things I want are just patterns that I learned from my parents and from their parents and their parents, right? And from this generational thing. So a lot of times, we can have beliefs that we're not good enough, or, that we have to constantly fix or change ourselves. And that's kind of like society. So there's just, this energy of really connecting more with, and look at here, divinity is underneath this deck, connecting more with like your divine self and recognizing that, yes, you are a human. You are going to make mistakes. You are going to have flaws. You are not going to be perfect. And you are perfect just the way you are right now. When you connect to your divinity, when you connect to your spirit again, you let all this BS physical stuff, like your appearances and your career and how much fucking money you have and your title at your job, like you just don't give a shit what kind of car you drive or how much money you have or how fucking big your house is or how much shit you have, because those things don't matter to the soul, because when the soul goes, it can't take it with it. It does not care. So the soul is going to continue, and this is going to be a long journey. It's going to continue to push us and continue to push us and continue to push us to let go of material comforts and to allow ourselves to expand and explore. And a lot of times, our soul is going to ask us to give up things that have become very familiar, like relationships, like certain jobs, like certain behaviors. Like our behaviors and our habits become our identity. And if we're wanting to create a new version of ourselves, if we're wanting to have all the things we truly desire, we're going to have to connect more to this part of us that's limitless, that's not confined by certain, regulations or rules. It's not constrained, it's not like put into, I just feel like this energy of like suffocation, like trying to put somebody into a box. And you might have felt like that as a kid. And your spirit is like, hell no, like I'm ready to break free. And the message is, you are worthy of this. Break free. You can break free from these habits, from these patterns, and you can have peace. You can have love. You can have deep connection. But it all starts from within. So I also do offer personalized, pre-recorded guided meditation sessions, which would allow me to kind of help you access your subconscious mind, which is where all your habits are, where all your patterns are. So if you're seeking to create more confidence, if you're wanting to move through some like ancestral patterning, or you're wanting to like create more boundaries or create more self-esteem, or to kind of like manage your anxiety, or to maybe even just feel really strong within yourself and feel very maybe at peace and relaxed and find that pleasure, tap in more into your creativity, I do it all. So literally, I would personalize it to your own specific needs, and then that would be something you get to keep and practice every single day as a way to kind of help you move through some energetic blockages. So if you're interested in meditation, or you would like to check that out, you can find the information below as before. So let's get one overall message for the week from Chakra Insights. Whoa, Nelly. What do you got for us this week? I'm feeling a lot of energy in my third eye chakra, so you might have like headaches or like tension headaches, but okay, anyway, what do you got for us, Spirit? Okay, I like it. Grounding. It says nature, presence, practicality, and stability. There's like a crane, and there's this man who's like half a tree, half a person. So okay, I'll read this one for you. And this is associated with the root chakra, which I was feeling that base chakra energy. So, verse 6. Bring your presence to this moment. Honor what is. Anchor what you dream to be with a grounded connectivity. A dream is like a seed held in your hand. It may contain infinite possibilities, but in order to grow, it must be planted. We may have all the right ideas, but to realize our potential, we must learn to anchor our visions into our bodies and bring our genuine presence into the moment in very real and grounded ways. Sometimes we can become so caught up in our projections of the future or recycled tapes from the past that our energy is literally absent from the moment we are in, right? And that's what makes you feel drained and tired and unsupported. Our mind pulls us in this way, our heart pulls us that, and our actions become scattered and ineffective. Like a tree whose roots are dug up each day, we have no chance to genuinely grow, build, and create that which we desire. This card is an invitation to begin experiencing the energy of grounding by bringing our presence to the moment in the simplest ways. To start with, take time to be in nature, to walk barefoot on the grass, one of my favorites. Stomp your feet and bring the energy down from your busy mind into your body. I also do this in my energetic wellness workout, stomping my feet. I love that too. Notice what each of your senses experiences in each moment. Feel your feet grounded down and genuinely connect with the pulse of Mother Earth, which we have the Empress here. Hello, that's the Mother Earth. So there's a lot of earth healing happening right now too. And when we connect to that earth healing, like we're healing ourselves, and it's miraculous and beautiful. So when you tap into the energies of the earth, she's being upgraded right now. She's being supported. She's being healed, right? And if we can tap into her energies, we'll be healed as well. Being grounded helps us feel stable and balanced in our life. It infuses our movements with quiet strength and enables us to anchor our visions into physical form with practical, reliable action. So before you go sprinting down the path of far-off dreams, take time to be truly present with what is. right here and now. From this place of balanced connection, you have the capacity to manifest great dreams and desires. Who reaches greater heights than the deeply rooted tree. Amen. I love that. I love connecting with, I love connecting with my roots. That's why I was talking about ancestral healing. So if that's something you're really wanting to look into, I would love to assist you. Also, I do private readings. So if that's something you're wanting to connect with your guides, or you're wanting to connect with, your ancestors, or, connect with your highest self, I do offer personalized readings as well. So you can also find that information below. I hope you have a wonderful week. I'm sending you so much love. Take care.